Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today, as you can understand, it's a thank you Beetle. Although that's the opposite way around now, isn't it? Why did you bother, Gav? Uh, I wanted to thank my marra Beetle. I say this a lot because he's always stuffing things in the post. Uh, Popping things in, stuffing things in, same type of thing. It's been in the post to me anyway. Um, it's another kit, another ship kit, and it's HMS Victorious in her 1941, guys. It's a nice artwork, which you do get a rendition of in the box. And you also get the photo etch that you'd need to, do any railings, radar fits, radio antennas, which because they've got these stowed in the right place actually, uh, you'll, you'll see on the British aircraft carriers, Royal Navy aircraft carriers of Second World War and Commonwealth aircraft carriers, you'll have these like masts along the side, and when they're flying aircraft on and off, they drop them down to the sides. They're all radio antennas, I believe. I might be wrong, but it's a Flyhawk kit, which is my it's not probably is my manufacturer of choice for 1 in 700 scale ships. I just think they're really well engineered, on the sprue and designed. I can't go into the accuracies of every individual ship because I don't know. I enjoy building my ships. I've got lots of books on ships, but with this old rattle brain, I can't remember. If it's victorious, it's victorious. I was so chuffed when he sent that kit because it's the very first kit, I believe, that I made of a ship, and I was probably 8 or 9, and I'd been in the Cub Scouts at the time, and we'd gone to a visit to the Royal Navy dockyard at Portsmouth, visit HMS Victory and that, and they got obviously a museum inside where you could buy kits, and I'd saved up my pocket money, and I thought, I'm going to get something, as you do, and I must have been given some extra money as well for me to afford an Airfix kit. And Victorious is what I got, the old Airfix Victorious kit, which is still available, I believe. It often comes up on eBay. And that's in her last years. I think she's got vampires, sea vixens, and scimitars, maybe. I believe they even had the Sky Raider in the anti-submarine warfare mode that it got. And yeah, it's. I remember building that. Never painted it, but I built it. Didn't have no paint. I don't even think I removed any mold lines. I wouldn't have known at that time. And it's just to get this. Hold it back up to camera again, Gav. To get it back, that was the very first one I did. I'm slightly better at building now. I tried to remove the mold lines, and it's a Flyhawk as well. So I just wanted to, as I always do when things are sent to me, say thank you personally to Beetle. He already knows, obviously we're in contact. And again, like I said, it's not the thing itself, although that really helps me out. Obviously, of course it does. And I don't say that blasé. Let me just stop this for a moment. So I stop it helps it load up if I do these in shorter segments. It's not just, it's just that somebody thinks enough to send you something, but it's just having that contact with somebody and said, hey Gav, got you this. He's also told me he's got something else in the post. I don't know what to say because he never wants anything in return. What do you do? But anyway, it looks like we've got to get some ships built, haven't we, just to clear the yard, the naval yard for more ships. To give us a run through, I've got, you can't really, can you see it? No, you can't remember, but Yamato is over my shoulder I actually bought myself, yes, I pay for it myself, a Perspex box. It's way too big height-wise for the ship, and you can probably get, it won't look particularly great, I suppose, but it's wider than I need. It was just the length I needed more than anything. Once I've put a thin base on for Yamato to sit on, I will put something like Victorious, one of the larger ones. I'll probably plump her in there as well, or the hood, because hood's probably going to be next. I said probably, what my whims are. It'd be one that Beetle sent me because I want to build one that he sent me. But it's probably going to be hood next. However, there's a caveat on that. I'm probably will build a small destroyer. I've been saying it for ages, which Beetle hasn't sent me. I've got several small destroyers, and I may build a small destroyer next because I joke they're small destroyers in big boxes, and there'll be another one out of stash. That's not the reason for doing it, but hood is going to be because he sent me all the. It's got the full issue of stuff in there, and that was a trumpeter kit, and it's gonna be time consuming that. So I thought I might do one of the smaller destroyers, which will only take me a week or two to from beginning to end. He says, but we'll cross it. It might just go straight to hood. I don't know. So I will be building Victorious. But I'd probably be building hood first. But you know what I'm like? It could all change. And then, hey, look, everybody, I'm building HMS Victorious or one of the others that I've got in the stash. But I would prefer it to be one that Beetle sent me. Because he's been sending me this stuff, and a lot of times it's getting around to getting them done. Because I really do say to anybody that sends me anything, it's really kind of you, but I will build whatever goes up in his head at the time that decides it's going to get built. Like the half track sat behind the phone there that will get painted this weekend, and hopefully we should have a reveal of her towards the end of the next week or the following weekend. The walker that Beetle also sent me, which is over my shoulder as well at the moment because I've just had to move her, she will also get the same paint treatment probably over the weekend, and she won't be far from getting a final reveal. So let's go down to the bench. I broke out the big tripod because this little guy, he can go up a bit more, but I don't think it will do enough because the ship for a 1 in 7, because it's an aircraft carrier, it's quite large. So let's take a look at it. Right, guys, this isn't really working, is it? I've not really filmed from my my mobile phone on the big tripod yet, so it's yeah, we'll work our way around it. Maybe better for the next one, but for now, this is HMS Victorious, and I think she joined the fleet roughly in about 1939. She was in the hunt for the Bismarck. In fact, she was only really just finished working up her air group. Certainly wasn't worked up, but everybody was pressed into service when they were hunting the Bismarck down, and it was one of her swordfish that. I think it was one of the swordfish that helped hold the tanks. Was it? I don't know if it was the one that damaged the rudder or hold the tanks, which gave her problems with losing fuel oil. But yeah, did that. She's done several Malta convoys, which were really hair raising for anybody that was involved in those. And then later she went to the Far East. She was loaned to the Americans, and I can't remember the name they gave her. She was loaned to the Americans after carrier losses in the Pacific, and I think she did, I'm not sure, was it 6 months? I don't think it was a year. It might have been 6 months, a year, I'm not sure which. And they called her the USS, obviously, something. And then she was handed back once the United States' own carriers were coming online. But yeah, an armoured carrier in the sense of, I believe, metal deck, but it's more that I think the Royal Navy went for the system of making the hangars inside armoured to a degree. I think that's how they did it. And she, as I say, soldiered on till I think she was withdrawn from service in '68 after several expensive upgrades, as again like the American carriers after the war to take jet engines and whatever. And she went to the breakers in 1969. So she did really decent service to the Royal Navy. So let's open the box and have a look. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I mean, you're probably all going to want to look at the sprues out of the bags. I'm not a huge fan of that these days because you never know if you're going to lose a part. You shouldn't do because they're really well packed. He also bought me this as well, the Royal Navy aircraft of the Second World War. So you've got full Mars, swordfish, and sea hurricanes. Everyone always goes for the swordfish. I don't know if she operated the albacore, the other biplane, but had the enclosed cockpit. I'm not sure about that, but we got that as well. So there we go. We'll definitely have some of those on. There will be obviously some in. Yeah, there will be some in the kit. You get this nice piece of artwork. Information on the back. I have obviously been through this, so they had pushed the other box of aircraft in, but nothing got damaged, and it was really well packed. This is about the only thing I'm not happy with. I would have preferred it in booklet form. I mean, it's not overly hard, is it? I mean, you can work through the instructions fine, but I do like them in a booklet that you can open. But get several of those. Their instructions, I've always found the ones that I've done of Flyhawks, which aren't many, but they're all color coded, as you can see here, and tells you where things go quite easily, and where if you want to replace things with the photo etch. As I say, it just seemed a bit messy on the spooling things out on the instructions. I would have preferred probably a booklet type thing. It's going to be the crispy times now. I'm not going to get them out of the bag because they're not heat sealed ones that you can, well, not sticky ones. But we've got ships, boats, and sides of the ship. Not 100% sure yet. And so again, apologise for the crispiness of everything. We've got the different crane derricks. Got some anchors. I've always found they've been pretty good as well for protecting a lot of the stuff that they mould on the sprue. It's rare. Again, I've done probably more trumpeter ones than Flyhawk, but the ones I have either built or I've got in the stash, which aren't a lot. I think I've only got a couple in the stash. I think Rob sent me HMS Campbelltown. I bought myself, I actually bought one HMS Ward. We've got our 4.5-inch high angle anti-aircraft guns or dual purpose guns. Cardi floats, which are life rafts. I don't know if we're getting more aircraft than this, but these are our aircraft. Several pieces, very well detailed. Props, which I'm building the Yamato at the moment, which is an older Tamiya. Well, it's not the old version of Yamato from Tamiya, but it's 2010 or something like that, and they don't actually give you props for the aircraft. We've got more ships, boats, maybe gun platforms. Yeah, gun platforms. Got our superstructure all moulded in one. That's nice. That's not sarcastic. Yeah, these are pom-poms. You can see multiple pom-pom barrels. I mean, don't know if you can see the pom-pom barrels there. That's fine for me. I always think ships need, especially in 1-in-700, they need that photo etch to bring them up. We've got more swordfish here. I think Beetle wasn't sure how much aircraft or how much aircraft was needed. You'd probably get away with Beetle with what's in the kit, but we'll see. It's just, this is all going to go pear-shaped, isn't it? You just know it. Please don't wreck anything, Gav. this is the size of our ships. Oh, they definitely needed protecting there then, didn't they? These here on the outside. That's I think you can do. Well, this is the full hull. So with her flight deck on top, I'm going to probably. So I might not put her in the water. I might put her on. I might put her in the water or put her on a pedestal. I'm not sure yet. Oh, that's a lovely bit of moulding. I've got some plating. Let's hold the top there again. Got some hull plating by the look of it on the front. Oh, let's go try and drop everything on the floor. So that's I wanted to show Beetle more than anything that. So that's what we're looking at for a 1 in 700 scale aircraft carrier of the Victorious class. Or was she the Victorious class? I'm not sure if that was her class actually, but we had several of the class. What else do we have? Now they've actually included a metal bar like Tamiya. Should you want to put that in? I ended up with putting it in with your marra. I just thought, well, it's there, you might as well put it in. It's not doing anything. Yeah, I thought so. We could have a flat. You get a waterline version as well. And let's have a look at the photo etches nicely. Yep, photo etch 2 sheets of. I don't think there's any more, shouldn't be. The instructions for the Victorious photo etch. More than enough railings there. Even on an aircraft carrier, you're not going to get away from them. More railings. And we've got the the antenna for the radios. Again, I think. And other bits and bobs. I have no idea. Not at the moment. Radar fit. But you can get away. To be honest with you, I'm glad to see that them. It's not always an easy task. There's a few ladders in there as well. It's not always an easy task making these up. I've got a little photo etch bender. However, they do add that, providing you don't glue bomb them like me, they do add that bit of finesse to a 1 in 700 scale ship. But to be honest with you, if you've never done one before, the only thing I ever suggest is try and get some railings if you can. You can buy them separately from different companies, including Flyhawk. They do all different photo etch, for different ships. And I just think railings, because they are always on a ship, otherwise half the crew would be overboard. But anything else you can normally get away with. I'm not a slave to this stuff. I just think it's something that really does need to be done railings wise anyway. I'm not going to open up obviously the bit of decals that are here. They're mainly obviously Fleet Air Arm decals. Some large and small ensigns, some really large ensigns there. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to put her in the water or have her on a pedestal yet. Not sure. But I just wanted to show you that. So again, let me just pop. We have to rewrap all that up. Let's just pop her in, as you can see. It's a fantastic gift. Thank you very, very much, Beetle. Brilliant. And just to go around the block of 8 or 9 years old, and here I am, blooming, all my life, 50 odd years later, and I'm building very slightly smaller version than the Airfix one, because I think is that 1 in 600 scale, 1 in 650, I can't remember now, but very slightly smaller. But what a cracker! Really well engineered, as you'd expect from Flyhawk, and I'm looking forward to it absolutely. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. I wanted to thank Beetle, but I also thought I know it's not of huge interest to a lot of people out there. My ship videos don't exactly get loads of views. Um, I'm not particularly fussed on that. As I say, all of us with channels, you get some guys out there that the channel means more than what they're doing, if that makes sense. It's like, what do you want me to what do you want to see on the channel? What do you want me to do? And that, and it's just, you've really got to do with what you want to do. And I happen to enjoy ships. I always have done ever since I was a kid. Say I was an infantry soldier. I really do. I do. I really do enjoy ships. Um, and there's just something about them. And it doesn't have to be Royal Navy ships. It's hard getting, obviously, the World War II German ships. It's hard getting them on the channel now because YouTube have gone, just with their AI bot, have gone absolutely ridiculous over. If you put any Second World War German stuff up, you really are throwing the dice to see if you're going to get banned or not, which is going to be problematical as I've got the full issue Bismarck to do. um, we'll see if the dust settles. I said to Beetle, I'll have to just push my own beat. My wife got me, if you remember, it could be even 3 years ago now. Her and mother, who's now passed away, they got me the trumpeter 1 in 700 Bismarck and full, kit, brass gun barrels and everything to go with her. But it's trying to get them on. It's trying to get them on the channel. So First World War German stuff fine, obviously. Post war German stuff fine, but Second World War, you'd be really struggling at the moment. So I enjoy doing them along with my figures. In the video you can see them, 40k stuff being painted still got Napoleonic periwag in there because I haven't sent off for a blooming a base for it yet. But loads of stuff on the go, but I do enjoy doing the ships. I'm not very quick at them. I just plod along with them. It's like Yamato. She'll get, I'll do a good couple of weeks splurge. I mean, at the moment, Yamato, I've got to do some more railings. I've literally got to paint more up, which I should have done them all in one go. And then I've got to find somewhere I can print off, a file to print off some 1 in 700 scale crew. I said to Beetle, when I've done the crew for Yamato, I'll probably use the same crew on all the ships, because I think looking at the ones that Rob sent me, and then I've gone on the submarine and whatever, and on Amethyst, they're so tiny, it just means I don't really think, unless, if it was a United States ship, you might have, because obviously they're sailors in the Pacific or even in the Mediterranean or off the French coast in the D-Day landings, whatever. Obviously they've got maybe a different colour to literally blob on on the tiny figures than say a Royal Navy or I'm not going to try and pronounce the Italian Navy at the time, but you know what I mean. So I think one size fits all like that. And when you go up the scales, maybe 1/350 and obviously larger, you can probably tell the nationality of the crews by the different caps and rig and whatever. But I think in 1 in 700 scale, I don't really think you're going to really notice, I think. So anyway, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. I hope at the very least hearing me blabbering away might have kept you company whilst you've been doing something. And hopefully we'll get Victorious up and on the stocks sooner rather than later. As I say, at the moment, the race for shipbuilding will be the main project after Yamato. Will probably be HMS Hood, which is another Beetle sent kit, which is a trumpeter and that's got a full upgrade apart from the wooden deck. And after doing the wooden deck on Yamato, I don't think it came out that bad. It's wooden deck to me, with the colours I use, I'd end up staining the wooden deck, and I'm just thinking, so do I need a wooden deck? Does that make sense? So I'll probably just stick, unless there was something particularly shouts out, I think I'll probably just stick with painting the decks. So you take care of yourselves. And at some point we'll be watching HMS Victorious evolve, and or it could be any other ship that I happen to have. Beetle asked me how many ships, and I'm not even going to tell you guys. And I started getting a nosebleed, I reckon. It's because like Shamey sent me a load, Rob sent me a load, and they've come in like a box, and there's like 4 at a time. It's not like 1 at a time, and it's suddenly my kit stash for ships has gone woof, which is brilliant because I can whenever I want to, I can just I literally like my book library. I can go through and say, "Yep, I'm going to be doing that one." So I can't thank you all enough. Thank you very, very much. I've even got the 1 in 350 that Bob sent me, the submarine. So yeah, and that will get built fairly quickly because it's a fairly simple kit. So I'd like to get that done, or I'm building another kit as well. But first of all, let's get let's get Yamato at least done to the point where I've got to print crews off. That's going to be the next thing. 'Cause I've got to get me some resin, and then I've got I really have to push myself with my head problems. I've got to push myself to do all the printing and that. But I will. I've got that little printer in the corner there, so it hasn't been used in about 2 years. So if it still works, I'll get me some little crew because I do think that the crew make the ship as well, as the same in real life. So look after yourselves anyway for the last time. And Gav's left the building.